So let's get some practice creating some accessible content from scratch using the Desire2learn templates. And it's actually not too bad. So I'm going to go to the Content tab and I'm going to add a new page to prep your course. So this is not something that will be visible to students, but it will give me an opportunity to practice. And I'm going to create a new file and I'm going to start by titling it. So accessibility, what to do. And I'm going to start by copying from an existing file. And I'm going to go to the HTML templates folder, which you'll get as part of a standard course development shell. And I have some choices. So I can create a new calendar based on a template, an instructor info page, an intro page to a topic, a lecture, or a blank syllabus that I can fill in. So I'm going to start with a template lecture. And it's going to fill in basically a template for a page that I can go and change some stuff on. And as long as I keep the same structure and format, I can change the content of this around. So I'm going to start by changing the top level header. So oops. And I'm going to have two sections. So the first section is going to be lecture title. But let's also add another section. So this is a heading 2 as well. I'm going to have accessibility resources as the first section and things to keep in mind as the second section. So for accessibility resources, I'm going to create a bulleted list. And I'm going to create a link to pcc.edu/access. And the link caption, this is what the screen reader will actually read when it gets to the link. So I don't want to put the URL here as the caption, and I don't want to put click here as the caption. What I want to do is put a piece of descriptive text. So I'm going to call it guidelines for creating accessible documents. And I'm going to open it in a new window and click Insert. So distance learning guidelines for creating accessible documents. And then I'm also just going to say so there's some accessibility resources. Now here I'm going to include some guidelines about how to create accessible web pages. So the first thing you want to do, so here are some guidelines. So I'm going to create an ordered list here. Actually, that's under here. Ordered list. 1. Always use heading 1, heading 2, etc. And once again, the way you do that is, so for example, if I wanted to make this a level 3 heading, because it's under level 2 heading, I just click on this line and go to heading 3. So that's a level 3 heading. That's a paragraph. So this is a correct list structure, and a screen reader will be able to read each item one at a time. So Always include descriptive alternative text. And then tables. Okay, so you don't want to do this because 7% of the male population are colorblind, and when they come to this page, they won't see that this is more important text. So don't just use color. Go ahead and show contrast some other way as well. So for example, use both bold and color, or use a high contrast font so that the difference between this and that is more obvious. So just keep those guidelines in mind and you'll be in good shape.